Next on CTN News.
We had to turn away students because we just didn't have room to meet their basic needs.
Renovation work underway at the historic Oliver Kelly Farm in Elk River. We'll have more on what's being done. Plus, some roadblocks in the coming weeks for motorists traveling in Coon Rapids. But first,
this will be the big deal.
The City Council awards a contract for the reconstruction of Sand Creek Park. That tops CTN News this Friday, April 24th, 2015. Thanks for joining us. Construction could start in the park as soon as the first full week of May.
The project has been a long time in the making and was sealed following passage of the park bond in 2013. This week, the City Council awarded the base contract for the project to Peterson Construction in the amount of $4.15 million. That's actually $750,000 under the estimate. Other contracts and equipment purchases for Sand Creek Park will push the price tag closer to $5.5 million.
Right now, the park is closed for all intents and purposes, so you'll see lots of activity now. It's going to be tearing down the buildings, removing light poles, mass grading, starting to move fences coming down. So this will be where most of the heavy lifting is. And then we've still got a building to bid. That's going to be the concessions, the warming house and maintenance building. That will probably go out for bid in May.
A pre-construction meeting is scheduled next week. Construction could start on May 4th at the earliest. The contractor hopes to get the bulk of the project done this year, but Sand Creek Park will remain closed in 2016 to allow a full growing season for the new turf. With the closure of Sand Creek Park, the Coon Rapids 4th of July celebration will be moving to a new home. This year's festivities will take place near the Coon Rapids Ice Center off Coon Rapids Boulevard. The July 2nd parade will start and end on Mississippi Boulevard. Public parking will be allowed at Anoka-Ramsey Community College. Residents impacted by the new parade route will be receiving notice from the city.
There's a couple of roadblocks motorists will encounter in Coon Rapids in the coming weeks. Starting tomorrow, Foley Boulevard is closed at the railroad tracks near the park and ride lot for emergency track repairs. The closure will continue through April 30th, weather permitting. The detour route is East River Road to 85th Avenue to University Avenue back to Coon Rapids Boulevard. And next week, Hanson Boulevard will be closed at the double railroad tracks for similar repair work. The closure starts at 7 a.m. Monday and continues through May 1st, weather permitting, so motorists will need to find an alternative route. The official detour is Northdale Boulevard to Crooked Lake Boulevard to Coon Rapids Boulevard. Signs have also been posted for a road closure at the double railroad tracks on Egret Boulevard starting May 4th. No official word yet on that project or detour route.
CenturyLink is seeking a cable franchise in the city of Coon Rapids. This week, the City Council held a public hearing on the matter. CenturyLink laid out its plans to offer its IP-based Prism TV service, which includes more than 250 HD channels. Currently, Comcast is the only cable provider in town.
Comcast and its predecessors have had a monopoly for wireline video service here in the Coon Rapids area for well over 3 decades. And the exciting thing for us is we are here today in the pursuit of a video franchise that for the first time in a long time can bring true competition and choice to the residents of Coon Rapids.
The public hearing was left open for any additional comments through today. City staff will now prepare a report and recommend future action.
The discovery of emerald ash borer in Anoka County is prompting a public meeting next week. The meeting takes place April 30th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Bunker Hills Activity Center. Those in attendance will learn more about emerald ash borer, how it's being dealt with, and how people can keep it from spreading. Back in March, the destructive tree pest was discovered in an ash tree on private property in Ham Lake. Anoka County is the 7th county in the state to be put under emergency quarantine following the discovery of emerald ash borer. The historic Oliver Kelly Farm began its $14 million renovation project this week with the demolition of its visitors center.
The popular 1860s style landmark is building new facilities and will nearly double its staff over the next 2 years to accommodate larger school groups. CTN's Joe Nelson was down on the farm this week and has more details on what will be added and why.
For more than 150 years, the Oliver Kelly Farm in Elk River has been feeding Minnesota.
We have the farmstead, the 1860s farmstead. We've restored it to that era. Our visitors participate and work with us. New lambs are around, the piglets have come. So we have the cycle of farming that follows through.
It's also a place to educate students about how food reaches their dinner table.
How big do you think they have to be when they're training? Huh?
The farther the people get away from their food source, the less they know about where their food comes from. So we're able to use the current historic Oliver Kelly Farm to continue to tell that story to today.
But site manager Bob Quist says bringing this 19th century landmark further into the 21st requires changes.
We've been turning away close to 4,000 students a year right now, and that's wrong.
So about 8 years ago, the farm staff, along with leaders in education, tourism, museums, and agriculture, identified which seeds needed to be planted for the farm to live and grow for future generations.
We're standing in the new building.
The $14 million revitalization project will triple the size of its visitor center, adding a kitchen, restrooms, and a picnic area, along with other buildings and a geothermal heating plant.
And we'll have more capacity during the warmer school season and summer months to expand into a larger arena of cropping and livestock and gardening.
We have a grain crop coming on. The garden is partially planted, so it is still a very active, exciting place.
The farm will remain open throughout the construction, and the new visitor center is expected to be completed by 2016. All of the construction is expected to be finished by the spring of 2017. In Elk River, Joe Nelson, CTN News.
$10.5 million of the project will be paid for with tax dollars, and the remaining $4 million is being raised through private donations. The Oliver Kelly Farm is open for school groups now and will open to the public starting May 2nd.
Testing resumed late this week after technical problems forced the state to suspend the Minnesota Comprehensive Assessments. There were several days in the past week where students had trouble logging into the system, so the Minnesota Department of Education decided to suspend testing on Tuesday. By Thursday, testing resumed, and the company that administers the test promised a worry-free testing experience without interruptions. 4 Nocatibin schools have been named among the top magnet programs in the nation. Champlin Brooklyn Park Academy for Math and Environmental Science, and Blaine's University Avenue Elementary School for Aerospace, Children's Engineering and Science have been named Magnet Schools of Excellence by Magnet Schools of America. In addition, Anoka Middle School for the Arts and Lincoln Elementary School for the Arts have been named Magnet Schools of Distinction by the group.
Big honors for the president of Anoka Ramsey Community College and the Anoka Technical College. Earlier this month, Kent Hansen was named President of the Year by the Minnesota State College Student Association. Hansen, who's just in his second year as president of both schools, received the award for his active engagement with students. He says it's a great honor and says he's been a student advocate since his teaching days started in 1991. Still to come on CTN News, some ideas to live a more sustainable life.
Plus, a positive trend for the obesity rate here in Minnesota. Also ahead, the Nucleus Clinic holds its spring open house. We'll take you there coming up.
When you see Haiti for the first time, in Port-au-Prince, I mean, it's devastating.
And a local organization that continues to help the impoverished people of Haiti. That story when we return.
CTN News. Steve Erickson, Karen Savanich, your local edge.
The 2015 4th of July celebration is moving from Sand Creek Park to Coon Rapids Boulevard. Enjoy rides, games, bingo, and music on the grounds of the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Watch the parade along Mississippi Boulevard. For complete details, visit coonrapidsmn.gov.
For nearly a decade, a nonprofit based out of Coon Rapids has made it a mission to serve the most impoverished area in the Western Hemisphere.
And as CTN's Jenny Hughes shows us, Riser Relief is keeping the wheels turning to help the people of Haiti.
Our fundraiser was started by my uncle, Father Bernard Reiser. This was our 9th one, and he started it to raise awareness of the needs in Haiti.
Ann Brow is the president of Riser Relief.
I've gone maybe 9 or 10 times, yeah.
She's no stranger to Haiti, nor was her late uncle, Father Bernard Reiser, who founded the organization.
You first are struck by the poverty that you see.
That's why community members made it out to American Legion Post 334 for the 9th annual Keep the Wheel Turning fundraiser.
Our money that we're raising tonight is we're raising it for education.
Because education would mean a chance to escape poverty.
If children in Haiti get educations, then some of them can go on to university, they can get trained for jobs, and they can make a future for themselves.
And while monetary donations go a long way by making education possible for children, you can also donate your time by physically going to Haiti and being the hands and feet that make a difference.
A trip to Haiti is a great way for people to turn their heart and make them realize the needs there.
In January, Kristen Jelinek witnessed the reality of Haiti for the first time through Riser Relief.
You can't really quite imagine what it's going to be like. You see pictures and things like that, but until you actually get there, it just, it's hard to imagine.
They live their lives day by day with what they have, and they're always looking ahead with hope to the future.
In Coon Rapids, Jenny Yu, CTN News.
Riser Relief takes 4 to 5 mission trips each year. To find out how you can get involved, log on to riserrelief.org.
There's some good news, at least here in Minnesota, when it comes to the obesity epidemic. According to the Minnesota Department of Health, Minnesota was the only state in the region to succeed in bringing its obesity rate below 26%. Neighboring states have seen their rates climb to a range of 29 to 31%. Also, the number of Minnesotans at a healthy weight has increased by more than 60,000. That's 11% higher than the U.S. as a whole.
This week, the Nucleus Clinic hosted its annual Spring Wine, Salad, and Chocolate Open House. This is one of the clinic's biggest fundraising events of the year. They invited speaker Anoka County Sheriff James Stewart. He talked about the problems of child sex trafficking in Anoka County. The victims are often teenage runaways.
Poverty is often another one of the factors. Anytime there's isolation, they know how to pick out these kids and how to identify them as a potential target. I mentioned before the 12 to 14 years is the average age that they get caught up into this. Some other quick stats. 7 years is the average life expectancy of these girls once they're in the business.
The Nucleus Clinic provides safe, affordable, and confidential reproductive health care for many people, including young men and women who have been trafficked in Anoka County.
If you're looking for ways to live a more sustainable life, you want to head to Blaine this weekend. The Green Expo takes place on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the National Sports Center. Admission is free. In addition to browsing booths, you can explore a tiny solar house, get up close to alternative fuel vehicles, and learn how to green up your parties and graduations. There's also great prizes and giveaways. To learn more, log on to mngreenexpo.org.
A new romance fantasy comes to life on the big screen this weekend. Howie Shapiro has a preview of that and more in this week's Now showing.
I'll always be your mother. You'll always be my daughter. Happy birthday, Mama. Don't you miss having someone to love? It's not the same when there's no growing old together.
The Age of Adeline. A young woman is rendered ageless after an accident. After years of a solitary life, she meets a man who might be worth losing her immortality for.
All these years you've lived, but you've never had a life.
I don't know how.
Do you believe you can do this?
I believe I can do this!
Pepper, Flint, Busby, it's time to go to bed.
All was good in the old Busby home, or so I thought.
You're going to war.
Yes.
I don't want you to go. Why can't we stay together?
Little boy. An 8-year-old boy is willing to do whatever it takes to end World War II so he can bring his father home.
What if I can bring Dad back?
How? How are you going to bring Dad back?
I can move a mountain.
You want to move a mountain? There's one. Go ahead. Move it.
Was that an earthquake? It's a miracle.
I'm Howie Shapiro, and that's what's showing.
Thank you, Howie. Those movies and many more in theaters this weekend.
All right.
Just in case.
There you go. Maybe if you want to get outside, the weather's not too nice. So that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for watching. We'll continue to follow all the news here in the city and have a full report again next week.